Tonight, a fire destroys a local business.
Plus, Troy University's best showcase their Christmas spirit. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for November 30th, 2011. I'm Judson Garner.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. A morning fire has destroyed a local business. Firefighters responded to a blaze at Adams Glass Studio south of Troy at 8:30 this morning. And as Courtney Still shows us, the owners are now left to pick up the pieces of the over 50-year-old business.
Drivers on Highway 231 between Troy and Brundage may have seen flames and smoke coming from a local business that caught on fire. The Adams Glass Studio was destroyed by flames on Wednesday morning, leaving the family business that's been running since 1953 in ruins.
This is where we grew up and where we did everything. Our life kind of revolved around it, kind of like our kitchen in a lot of people's houses. And my dad was here when the fire started and tried to get it put out, and they couldn't get it all because it got in the attic, and that's when it got out of control.
The Adams Glass Studio was known in the community for selling stained glass and some goodies including peanuts, pecans, and candy. This past Friday, they even had the Christmas open house.
Everything was decorated for Christmas, and we had a lot of other artists that had their art in the building as well.
The owner of the Adams Glass Studio didn't want to talk on camera. However, his son said he's doing okay. He said only his father and one other person was inside at the time of the fire. Adams said the fire started around the fireplace near the stovepipe and that his father had gotten part of it out but couldn't control the rest. He said the fire department arrived to the scene soon after the call went out. Adams said losing the business is a great loss for his family.
Well, it's just such a tragedy and for our family, and so much history that is in there that we won't ever get back. And so many people have been through here, and George Wallace would get boiled peanuts, and Hank Jr. would get peanut brittle, and lots of folks ate watermelon there. So it's a lot of memories for our family and others as well. But we're just so glad that nobody got injured.
Future plans for the family are not set. However, they do know the first thing they need to do to start on the road to recovery.
Cleaning up's the first thing, and then don't really know after that. So.
Courtney Still, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Every department in Pike County responded to the fire, which took hours to extinguish.
Well, the holiday season is getting into full swing, and the Troy University Concert Chorale has definitely got the spirit. Tuesday night, Troy University's Concert Chorale presented their annual holiday concert, and this year's venue was Park United Methodist Church in Troy.
The Concert Chorale is the small 37-voice auditioned choir, and we do usually one concert a term, one large concert a term, and this is our fall offering.
The chorale really brings the Christmas spirit to the residents of Troy, but for the singers, this is a performance that has been in the works for seasons.
I picked out the music last spring, and they left for the summer with it and gave them lots of listening things that they could do over the summer. We have been working on it since school started in August.
The Concert Chorale is not just a random group of Troy singers. It takes some skill to be in this bunch.
There's quite a rigorous test, if you will, to get in. They have to be able to, a very good musician, but they also have to be able to sight read, which is looking at music they've never seen before and singing it, which is kind of scary.
The chorale shared something a little different than what some attendees may have been expecting.
We want them to have a variety of music, so there'll be things that they have heard before and things that they have never heard. And so that's why the way I always program all of my concerts, that they leave saying, well, first of all, they say, wow, but they learn something, and then they're also something that's very familiar.
To this year's fall concert, the members of the Wallace Community College of Dothan also performed. Well, Bailey, as a lot of people know, students learn how the government works in the classroom.
That's right, Judson, but for a few middle schoolers, they took that knowledge and put it into practice yesterday here at Troy University. Christina Cook has the story.
Many of our nation's future leaders gathered bright and early Tuesday morning in the Trojan Center ballrooms to display their united interest in Congress during the mock congressional hearing competition.
We are having a simulated congressional hearing for area schools, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 12th grade. It's a district competition for District 2. And the winner at the high school level will advance to the state competition in Birmingham in February.
Many qualified judges were present for the competition. The judges visited each team with questions for the students to address.
They have all prepared presentations for us in various units. We're just looking for mainly the substance, the content substance. What have they learned and how they're able to apply it. So far they've shown nothing but their wonderful knowledge of all their great and hard work and how it's paying off.
While other children may be playing pretend as cowboys and Indians or princesses and singers, the youth represented at the simulated congressional hearing acted like our nation's congressional leaders.
We did many kinds of research. We researched on the web, went to different websites, spent time in the library reading different books and on this subject. My unit is Unit 4, and it's all about how presidential power has increased throughout wars, media, and throughout different kind of emergencies.
How will you guys prepare for the state level?
Well, obviously we'll have to put more research and dedication because this is a whole different level we're going to, but we're just going to come in with the same initiative that we came into with this one.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
This was the second year that Troy has played host to the We the People simulated Congress competition.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, an illegal immigrant living in Florence has been sentenced to more than 15 years in prison for the sex trafficking of a 15-year-old girl. A prosecutor says 32-year-old Manuel Enrique Rodriguez could be deported after serving his sentence.
A 19-year-old man faces life imprisonment after pleading guilty to capital murder and a killing in DeKalb last year. Richard Sharp Shelton entered the plea during a hearing Tuesday, partly because he wanted to end the case before Christmas for the sake of the victim's family. Authorities say 63-year-old Jerry Nilbert was shot to death in his home in June 2010.
Authorities won't prosecute a man in the deaths of his mother and sister in a 2008 boating crash on the coast. Baldwin County District Attorney Haley Dixon says her office decided to drop charges against 33-year-old Michael Phillip, driver of, after the defense presented two new witnesses at a hearing.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the men's basketball team played on the home court last night. Danielle Percival will be in Next in Sports to fill us in with all the details.
But first, Herman Cain's poll numbers are slipping while Newt Gingrich is gaining momentum. Find out why after the break.
I'm Tara Merchant at the White House. Coming up, Herman Cain's campaign tries to get back on track as another GOP hopeful picks up momentum.
When a disaster strikes, time is a killer. The UN Central Emergency Response Fund jumpstarts relief efforts, which saves lives. Help us help in time. Donate now at rapiddisasterrelief.org.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As an athlete, I know injuries happen quickly, so I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask athletes to play it safe. Wear mouthguards, face masks, and helmets to prevent injuries. Visit braces.org.
If you can learn one thing in life, especially if you go into business, it's how to communicate and how to work with others. And I do think Troy taught me that.
Troy reaches out to people who they see their commitment to public service.
Troy just attracts students that want to give back to the community, that want to give back all across the world.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. We want to enable our students to go out into this world and make a difference.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Herman Cain says he's seeing a groundswell of support, but allegations of an extramarital affair still have campaign advisors taking another look at their strategy.
His slipping poll numbers seem to be Newt Gingrich's gain. Tara Mergener reports from the White House.
A friendly crowd welcomed Herman Cain to Dayton, Ohio. The presidential hopeful focused on his 999 tax plan, steering clear of the personal problems plaguing his campaign.
The establishment does not want Herman Cain to get this nomination. The liberals do not want Herman Cain to get this nomination. But I happen to believe that the American people have a different idea about who ought to get this nomination.
Cain's rethinking his strategy following accusations from Ginger White. The Atlanta businesswoman claims she had an affair with Herman Cain that lasted more than a decade. Campaign aides call it a reassessment. Cain's campaign manager told CBS News his candidate is not dropping out of the race for the White House. The affair accusation comes on the heels of sexual harassment allegations that pushed Cain from the top of the polls down to third place. As his support slides away, Newt Gingrich is gaining momentum. The former House Speaker is wrapping up a swing through South Carolina. Polls have him leading in that state by 11 points. He's determined to win the first primary in the South come January.
From 1980 to the present, the winner of the South Carolina primary has been the Republican nominee.
Gingrich is working hard to hold on to his frontrunner status. Less than 5 weeks remain until the first votes are cast at the Iowa caucuses. Tara Mergener for CBS News, the White House.
And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports.
Well, Danielle, the school semester may be wrapping up, but Trojan sports are still in action.
That's right. We've seen the last home football game of this season, but that doesn't mean there's not still Trojan sports to go out and see and get involved with. And, in fact, basketball was at home last night, so let's get right into that. The Troy men's basketball team entered last night's game with a 2-3 record overall, and were looking to get to 500 on the season against a team who they had already hit the court against just a little over a week ago. There's nothing like home sweet home. While Troy may only be 6 games into the season, they are 2-0 at home after a victory Tuesday night against East Tennessee State 79-71. Heading into the night, the Trojans led the country in three-point shooting, averaging 11.6 per game, and Troy hit 12 on the night in what head coach Don Maestri considered an exciting matchup.
Boy, if you were a spectator, you got to see good college basketball tonight. I thought the game was well played. I thought our kids tonight played as good a zone offense as we've played in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, we were patient, we made the right passes, we made the right decisions, we hit the open guy, and for the most part, some of those open guys made the shots.
We was patient on the offensive end. If we be patient on the offensive end and we knock down shots, it's hard to beat us.
The Trojans fell earlier in the season to the Buccaneers 81-71. They came out Tuesday night with revenge on their minds, and revenge is what they got.
I just wanted to go out there and win. I felt my team really wanted that revenge factor. Because you don't get a chance to play a non-conference opponent twice and get that get back. So I think we took advantage of that.
When they played us the first time, the score wasn't a 10-point game. They had us down by 30. They beat the lights out of us.
Following that loss to the Buccaneers, Troy dropped another before securing a win against Southern Utah in a game that Maestri says gave his team confidence.
There was no doubt in my mind we could not have won tonight's game had we not won Southern Utah. We would not have had the confidence to come back against a team that had us down by 30, play in front of a home crowd, and win the game.
The team will be in action on Saturday and will have the chance to keep their perfect home record against Miami of Ohio. Game time on Saturday is set for 7 o'clock in Sartain Hall. And while the men have been in action at home, the women's team will be playing their third game of a 4-game road stretch tonight, though they are a little bit closer to home since they are playing in Auburn. The Tigers are 4-1 overall, while the Trojans are still winless on the season. The last time these two teams met was in 2007, and it was only a 5-point game, with Auburn winning 70-65. Head coach Mike Murphy knows his team does have a tough test ahead of them.
Well, playing Auburn is definitely a step up in competition for us, and we have prepared well for it. I thought we've had 2 very good days at the practice court. I think the girls are mentally ready to play. Physically, we're a little banged up. We're going to have to make some adjustments to our starting lineup and to our depth from our bench. But once again, that just provides opportunity for somebody else to step up and make plays for us. Although it's going to be a tough environment, we're looking forward to the challenge.
The Trojans and the Tigers will be in action in less than an hour as tip-off is set for 6 o'clock in Auburn Arena. Heading into the final game of the season, the football team will be looking to carry any momentum they can into the off-season. 2000 was a year that proved to be unpredictable for the Trojans. One area that was full of uncertainty entering the season was wide receivers. Having to restock a core that lost key guys like Jarrell Jernigan wasn't going to be easy, but one of the youngest guys on the team stepped up. Chandler Worthy only started 3 games for the Trojans, but racked up over 330 yards and got into the end zone 3 times this year. And how did this freshman feel about being out on the field for the Trojans?
Crazy. It's a great feeling to be out there as a freshman, you know, especially getting support from my team. I was kind of nervous at first because I felt like I didn't belong, but now I've just kind of meshed in because they let me know I deserve to be out there just as much as anybody else on the field. It's really helped me a lot.
Worthy and the rest of the Trojans' last chance to hit the field in 2011 will be Saturday in Jonesboro as they take on conference leader Arkansas State at 3:30. So Judson Bailey, as you were mentioning when we were first starting off, there's lots of Trojan sports action. So just because the semester is ending doesn't mean that Trojan sports won't still be in action. And so we've got basketball to cheer on. And of course, we wish the women the best of luck tonight in Auburn.
Absolutely. Best of luck to them. Hopefully we can pull out a win.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, Aaron Taylor finds out who is visiting Troy's campus from Cambodia.
But first, temperatures seem to be getting colder and colder, but what can we expect for the rest of the week? Bree?
We have been experiencing those chilly temperatures for the first half of the week, but we may have some changes for the rest of the week. I'll have more coming up in weather.
Check out this chef, right?
So gay. Please don't say that. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Now Bree Sanders joins us with a look at weather.
Well, Bree, I think a lot of people have noticed the temperature drop within the last couple days. Are these cool temps going to stick around?
Well, we have seen those significantly cooler temperatures for the first half of the week, but we may get a little bit warmer through the rest of the week. I'll get to that in just a moment, though. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that we have some overcast skies right now. It's very cool outside, so you might want to keep that jacket on hand just to stay warm. So whether you're headed to class or headed home from work, make sure you keep that temperature change in mind. Let's take a look at our current conditions. Right now, we see that we have overcast skies, temperatures at 45 degrees, dew points at 33 degrees, humidity is at 64%, barometers at 30.13 inches and steady. Winds are coming in from the northwest-west from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 58 degrees. We'll have a low tonight of 28. There was no rain today. The sun rises at 6:26 a.m. and it should have set at 4:40 p.m. Let's take a look at our temperatures around the state. We see around the state we're experiencing some mid-40 to mid-50 degree temperatures. Mobile coming in at 55, Huntsville at 44, Birmingham at 46, Montgomery at 49, Troy at 45, Phoenix City at 48, and Dothan at 44. Looking at our temperatures across the southeast, we see in our area we're experiencing some mid-40 degree temperatures, but as we head throughout the southeast, those temperatures get a little bit warmer until about the mid to upper 50s in the Carolinas, Florida in the mid 70s, as well as parts of Texas in the mid 70s. Let's take a look at our temperatures across the United States. On the west coast, we're experiencing about some mid 50 degree temperatures, but as they head into the Midwest, they get a little bit cooler or significantly cooler into about the 40s or the mid 30s, about 20 degree difference there. Looking at our departure from normal, they're about a degree or so different from what they've been experiencing in the past few weeks or so. The current surface map, we have a few low pressure systems here in the Midwest, as well as that cold front coming in, another reason for their cooler temperatures, as well as some moist to heavy moderate rain systems right here in their area. Taking a closer look at our area, we have a few high pressure systems, well, a few low pressure systems in our area, a few light winds, as well as that heavy to moderate rain system that's going through the eastern part of Florida right now, another reason for those cooler temperatures in our area. Looking at our precipitation forecast, we shouldn't be expecting any rain within the next 48 hours, but as we look at other parts of the United States, such as Texas, they'll be experiencing a little bit of rain. In the midwestern parts of the states, they'll be experiencing a little bit of snow, maybe even half an inch or so they can say hello to winter. Taking a look at Thursday in our area, we won't be experiencing any rain. We should have a clear Thursday, but those cooler temperatures will remain. As we head into Friday, still no rain, but we do see other parts of the states experiencing some heavy rain or so, about an inch or two, bringing in their cool temperatures. As we move into the weekend, still no rain in our area, but we will see that rain coming in through the Midwest. Looks like it's headed our way, something to look out for, as well as a little bit of snow coming in. As we end our weekend on Sunday, it still doesn't look like we'll be experiencing any rain, but we do have northern parts of the state experiencing about half an inch of rain or so we might have those cooler temperatures come back in. Take a look at tonight's forecast. We have partly cloudy skies. We'll have a decrease in clouds tonight. Winds coming in from the northwest at 8 miles per hour with a low of 28. So tonight, much like last night, you might want to keep that jacket with you just to stay warm. For tomorrow's forecast, we have sunny skies, about a 20% chance of rain, winds coming in from the northwest at 9 miles per hour with a high 59. As we take a look at our class outlook, we see at 7 a.m. tomorrow, it'll be about 37 degrees, so you might want to have that sturdy jacket on hand. At about 10 o'clock, it'll warm up a little bit to about 45 degrees. You can study in the library if you need to with those finals just around the corner. At about 1 p.m., it'll be about 55 degrees. You can take a hot cocoa break, but not for long, because around 3 p.m., it'll be about 57, so you can go to the workout facility and get your little workout in if you want to. Take a look at our 4-day forecast. For the rest of the week, we see that we do have that strong sun coming in for the rest of the week. No rain. We do have a high tomorrow of 59 and a low of 32. We have that high Friday of 65 and a low of 31. That high Saturday up to 66 with a low of 34, and Sunday that high gets up to 64. So Judson, we did have those cooler temperatures coming in for the beginning of the week, but later on this week we might get a little bit warmer until about the mid-60s or so.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Bree.
You're welcome.